Do you have enough money now to retire in Thailand? If you're watching this video, then you're probably considering making the big jump. But should you be? Today, I'm going to talk about how much money you actually need to retire in Thailand. But more importantly, I'm going to talk about 3 big factors that I don't see any other YouTubers talking about. Good morning everybody and welcome to Peteonretreat. If you're new to the channel, in 2022 I retired at 49 by selling almost everything I owned and moving to Thailand. Since I've moved here, I've had an amazing life and now I'm helping other people decide if this is the right decision for them. YouTube is filled with great budget videos on living in Thailand, and in fact 2 of my most popular videos are budget videos. If you'd like to see my complete cost breakdown for my first full year of living in Thailand, or if you want to see what my changes in spending look like after my girlfriend moved in with me, I have both of these videos linked at the end of this video and in the video description. How much should you expect to spend living out here? The true answer to that is it varies based on a lot of different things. There's many expats living out here in Thailand for $1,000 a month or less. Then there's many that are living on about $2,000 a month. Then there's others that are living on $3,000 or even $4,000 a month. I'd like to start with rent. Now you might be able to scrape by on as little as $100 a month, but if you're going to be living in any city, you're looking at a minimum of at least $200 for just a studio apartment with air conditioning. For food, you're probably looking at a minimum of $5 a day or about $150 a month. This assumes that you are cooking at home and only eating out at like small Thai street food vendors or little small Thai mom and pop restaurant shops. The food there can be quite tasty and very affordable, but at $150 a month, you are not eating Western food. You are not eating farang food. You're not eating pizza and hamburgers. You're definitely not eating sushi and steaks. Health insurance will be a minimum of $100 a month if you're over 60, and that's going to be for a very basic policy with minimal coverage and high deductibles. I don't recommend skipping on your healthcare costs, but if you're just living off traveler's insurance and you're about 60 years old, you could probably get it for about $120 a month. Now let's talk about bills. This could vary a lot based on just how much you use your air conditioning, but for your cell phone, your internet, your water, power, you're looking at least $100 a month, and that's if you're being very frugal. Okay, I think that's the bare necessities for the bare minimum possible. So wow, can you really live in Thailand for as little as $600, $700 a month? In theory you can, but these estimates leave out so much. They're leaving out things like ever eating out or drinking any alcohol or doing any traveling. These aren't including your laundry costs or any shopping at all, like buying new shoes or new clothes, not including buying toiletries, not including buying anything at all. Figure all of that in, and I think it's pretty safe to say that you need $1,000 a month in your budget as a minimum to have any type of life out here. Personally, I don't think I would be happy here on a budget that low. My personal costs are more than twice of that, but everybody wants different things in life and everybody needs different things to make themselves happy. So yeah, you can live out here on $1,000 a month. I think a good minimum budget for most people is $2,000 a month, but is that really enough? Now I want to dive into the topic that I don't see any YouTubers talking about, and that's long-term budgeting. Sure, we all know that Thailand is affordable, but is it sustainable? Without proper planning, you might find yourself returning to your home country and going back to work. Or at worst, you might find yourself in some type of emergency situation with no savings to fall back on. So let's break down the 3 main financial hurdles for long-term planning that I think many people fail to think about. First up, we have exchange rates. Right now, a lot of you are probably living off of US dollars or whatever your home currency is, but to live in Thailand, you are going to have to exchange that into the local Thai baht. Sure, you might get a great rate today, but exchange rates in the future are unpredictable. Let's take a look at the US dollar to Thai baht exchange rate for the last 10 years. Back in 2014, 1 US dollar would get you about 32 Thai baht. Fast forward to 2024 and the rate has hovered around 36 to 37 baht per dollar for most of the year, but it's been lower lately and was as low as 32.5 baht just a few weeks ago. In the last 10 years, the US dollar has been as low as 29 baht and as high as 38 baht. These fluctuations can have a big impact on your budget, especially if you're living on a fixed income like Social Security or your pension. If the baht strengthens, then your dollar just doesn't stretch as far. The difference of just a few baht on the exchange rate can easily have impact on your spending capability of 10% or more. For example, if you have a budget of 2,000 US dollars a month, the difference between an exchange rate of 33 baht and 36 baht can be over 200 US dollars. No one can predict the exchange rate for the next year, and especially not the next 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years that most retirees really need to be thinking about. This means you should always be planning with the worst case exchange rates in mind and give yourself a buffer for those periods when the exchange rate's just not in your favor. Don't plan the next 30 years of your life based on the current exchange rate. Next, let's talk about healthcare. The good news is Thailand's got great healthcare and is often ranked top 10 of all the countries in the world. It's also incredibly affordable, well, at least compared to the United States. Thailand undeniably has great healthcare, but unfortunately, it's not free for expats. Now, here's the part I wish more YouTubers would stress. As you get older, those premiums go up, and sometimes they could go up quite a bit. Let's break down some typical local health insurance costs. At age 60, you might pay $1,500 to $2,500 a year for your health insurance here for a decent plan, depending on the coverage. By the time you hit 70, however, those premiums could jump from $3,500 to $5,000 US dollars annually. And at age 80, you could be looking at $8,000 US dollars a year. It's crucial to factor in these rising costs into your long-term budgets. You don't want to be caught off guard 20 years down the line with skyrocketing premiums and no plan in place. Finally, we have inflation. Thailand is very affordable now, but prices will go up in time. Even living in paradise, prices do not stay the same year after year after year. Thailand's inflation rate has averaged between 1% and 3% over the last 10 years, with hitting some spikes like during the pandemic when it climbed to around 6%. That might not sound like much, but over the years, even small inflation adds up. So if you're spending $1,000 a month now, in 10 years, you might need $1,300 or more just to maintain the same lifestyle. Make sure your budget accounts for a rising price in food, in housing, in fuel. For me personally, I have my firm budget, but then I also have a spending goal. Every month since I've moved to Thailand, I have been able to put money away into my savings to take care of these extra costs as they come up. Well, almost every month. I went over budget the month I went to Japan for my 50th birthday, but that's one of the great things about saving for the future. It doesn't just prepare me for inflation and rising healthcare rates and the unpredictable exchange rate. It also gives me money to splurge when I want in life without feeling any financial anxiety or any guilt behind it. To sum it all up, if you are smart with your planning, you can enjoy a long, comfortable retirement in Thailand without having to worry about running out of money. Exchange rates will fluctuate unpredictably, healthcare costs will rise as you get older, and inflation is inevitable. So if you're serious about making the leap to retire to Thailand, make sure you are budgeting correctly for the long term. If you found this video helpful at all, please give it a like, drop me a comment down below. I answer all comments and questions asked. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to Pete on Retreat to keep up with all my other tips and to follow my adventures out here in Thailand. As always, I want to thank you all for watching. This is Pete on Retreat, and I wish you were here.